Hello everybody, this is the opening of Snow Valley Bike Park. I went there on the first Sunday and I experienced my first ride of the season in the bike park. So I've been riding Snow Valley the year before that and the year even before that, so I know the trails quite a bit. Of course, Snow Valley has the reputation to be pretty loose trails, which, to be honest, is very true. And it seems to me that it's even looser this year. I don't know if it's because the trails have not been ridden much, but it seems like for instance, in those turns, it's very sandy. You have very low traction on the turns, on the corners, so you have to keep that in mind when you're riding, because you're not going to have the support you may have on some other trails. Snow Valley trails are pretty unique in that sense, so I strongly recommend the first time you ride those trails to be pretty careful and ride at a moderate speed, so you can find your mark and see where you can go fast and where you have to slow down. So not all the trails were actually open that day. So that's the first where we rode, Winchester, which is kind of my favorite at Snow Valley, because you have kind of everything: flow, jumps, some little technical sections. So Winchester was open, but the first green trail was not, and the Greenhorn, I think that's the name of it, was not open because snow was still melting from the trail, so they didn't open it yet. By the time you're gonna watch this video, it will be probably open, but back then was not. So another trail that was not open was Quick Draw, which is actually I never rode that trail, but was open last year, and it's a black technical trail that is not open yet. Also, next to the Greenhorn, after that there's a blue trail called Sidewinder, and there's a dual slalom, and that trail is not open as of yet. Same reason, snow is melting and they weren't able to open it yet. Fool's Gold, they added, so as you see right now, they added this little shortcut that my son was just taking, so that's a novelty from this year. But again, everything is super loose, even that fire road section. When you turn on that left, you have to be pretty sensitive on your grip. So Fool's Gold is that trail that goes right. So one thing I did actually to improve the grip a little bit from those trails was to lower my tire pressure. I usually ride at 22 psi in the front and usually 24 in the back. Actually lowered by 2 pounds. I was 20 in the front and 22 in the back. That helped the grip a little bit. Wasn't perfect, but still better. Also, what I did do that helped turning was forcing the rear wheel to slide by locking the rear brakes. That was helping, rotating the bike. Other than that Fool's Gold didn't change that much from the prior years. So still feel good trail, even though it's a green trail. It's not a bad trail with every level of experience. The lines at the lift were not very big, especially for an opening weekend. You could expect like huge lines, but to be honest, we were getting to the lift pretty quickly. So that Snow Valley, I always found the same situation, not big lines. Maybe because not a lot of people go there, but it's actually one thing I like about that bike park. So that Trail Bandit is another blue one, more technical than Winchester. And you see on those corners and those berms, you gotta take it easy because I have no trust whatsoever in the bike's capability of cornering. So yeah. Here they had it this kind of double that was not able to clear. This looks pretty similar from the years before. I'm not sure that rock that I just took for a jump was there before. Maybe let me know in the comments if this feature was there before. I'm not sure about that. Lucy. Here, pretty hard brake. And yeah, very slow exit. It's super sandy. Hopefully, by the number of riders riding those trails, the sand will be packed. Let's hope. So that day for an adult and teenager was $50. We paid online, so I think we got a little bit of break on the retail price at the window, but it's $50. The good thing now with the purchase, that the bike was purchased by Snow Summit, is that with the lift ticket you have access to both parks. So in case you're courageous enough to do both parks during the same day, you can actually do it with the same lift ticket. Sundance, I don't know if it's a green or a blue, depending where you look at it, shows different version, but it's a pretty easy trail, but you can take it with a lot of speed. It's a flow trail. It's a pretty nice trail. Also leads to the jump line, the lower jump line. Oh, speaking of jump line, so I was saying not all the trails were open. So the upper jump line was closed, was not ready at all. Between the snow and the grooming, the trails were not ready at all. So they were closed, and they opened the lower jump line, which I didn't take because I didn't already feel very confident on my jumping abilities with the Winchester, so I didn't want to risk too much. I did take that line last year. I was able to clear most of the jumps on the lower line. but for the reason I just explained, I didn't feel super confident on my jumping technique that day, so I didn't want to risk getting a crash. But just for you to know that the lower jump line was open. Another trail that I took, but I won't be showing here, was Gunsmoke. So Gunsmoke is the only double black trail that was open, but I only did it once. I had a lot of difficulties. I was walking some of the features because I didn't feel comfortable. I cleaned that trail last year, but I don't know, this year it seemed more gnarly to me. I don't know why, but so I'm not gonna show it because I don't think they really changed anything on that trail anyway. But it's not very pretty to show something where, you know, you walk like a third of the trail maybe. But it's open. You can do it. Crazy Horse. So Crazy Horse and Fool's Gold have the same entry point, even though they put like a kind of a detour to enter Fool's Gold, which is kind of stupid because you miss like those first few turns and this jump. So if you want to do Fool's Gold, I wouldn't recommend you take the gate that they installed, because you know you miss like a little bit of the interesting trail. But Crazy Horse is pretty nice. It's fast. It's also sandy, loosey goosey. So that's the second part of Crazy Horse. If you would go right when we started, you would be at Gunsmoke. That drop is pretty nice. I don't see much with the GoPro because it flattens everything, but it's way higher in real. But it's not too brutal. This turn though is, I didn't remember it that sharp and loose. So just be careful the first time you do it, because the first time I did that turn, I didn't make it. Super sharp, right, and super loose. Another loosey-goosey corner. See the sand, you hear the sound of the tire on the ground. Feels very sandy.
Thank you.
So when it's slippery and sandy like this, confidence is not great on the turns. But yeah, I mean that's it for the opening weekend. Hopefully in the future all the other trails will be open, and hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you have any suggestions or comments. Thank you.